Hello everyone, my name is Rose Stump and welcome back to part 2. If you happen to miss, I built the house in part 1, but we are doing a ranch inspired build. So here I am. I don't know why, but the terrain was a bit off for the barn. So I actually ended up fixing it, and I've never played with terrain tools before. So it was definitely a challenge trying to smooth it out and make it look natural, because obviously I want the horse to be able to get in and out of the barn. But I think the end result actually turned out pretty good. But I kind of wanted to go with the same vibes of the house, like very log cabin inspired, like cozy kind of feel. Originally, what I thought would kind of happen was this build could be like a boarder's barn. So you could like board your horse here, come visit and whatnot. So this property would be very busy. So I really wanted to channel that. So I started by making sure that the stalls would comfortably fit in the barn. I wanted to make sure there was enough room on either side to add water troughs and stuff like that. I then went along with the candled chandeliers and added those in, as well as what I thought was the big gates, but here are the bigger ones. And then as you can see, there's kind of like one slot on either side, and I just made sure to go along and add all of those in. And same with the other side. I was just gonna copy and paste, but it was not working out too well, so I actually just ended up placing them myself, as you will be able to see here in a second. But yeah, it actually fit really nice into the barn. Now, I did also want a tack area, so I ended up actually getting rid of some of these stalls to make that. I'm not 100% sure when I do that. I think I add in the doors first and then kind of go ahead and fix that. I decided I wanted it to kind of be mirrored. So instead of putting them all on the same side, as you can see down the middle, they're on opposite sides. For the outside, I just went with a very basic roof, not that high though. And then I went with like a little outside roof as well, so you kind of have some covering going inside the barn as well. And I do get rid of that and replace it with pillars and a little foundation. But you can just kind of walk in and out. I wish I could have deleted that little part, but that's okay. If you do ever want to come hang out and work with me live, I do a lot of these speed builds on Twitch. So I kind of talk to my Twitch community and just kind of socialize, get their opinions. So if you want to go check that out, I normally stream on weekends, so you will be able to see me on Saturdays or Sundays. It kind of depends, but yeah, I'd be happy to see you guys there. But as you can see, I was kind of checking out the rock style and how I really wanted it to go. I wasn't sure if I wanted these bar windows or if I wanted the more open ones. I ended up going with the barred ones, but they're both very cute. One's just more English and one's more like cozy Western, but I figured if we were a boarder's barn, we'd probably want the metal windows just so no horses escaped. And of course, we add extra ones to the side. For the inside, I added all of the wood because I figured we'd just mirror it on the inside. And then you can see me kind of trying to decide where I should put a tack room and really what color style I want to go for. So I was testing those out. I just ended up sticking with the original. I liked it a lot better. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do some stuff up top, but decided it would be a bit too crazy for the eyes, so just to leave it. I did add some benches out front, as well as there is a seating area inside, but we won't get to that until the end. But here's me trying to figure out where I want the tack room. So I got rid of these stalls to see how much room it would give me, and I decided that's a perfect amount of space for a nice big tack room. So I added these big fancy chandeliers in and got rid of the windows and added just normal windows to it. I actually ended up going with the bigger ones, and I decided I wanted like a locker for all of our boarders, so they'll all get one. And then I also wanted like a little kitchenette, so you can go in there and store like lunch, or there'll be a microwave, just simple stuff like that to really just make it convenient for the boarders. So I added in just a basic fridge, a basic coffee maker, and a basic microwave. I also added a sink in and a garbage can, of course the money one. And then you can see me going through looking for these tack lockers. Now I added them in, like I said, I wanted to make sure I had one for every stall. So there's 4 on each side, and then I just kind of went around and added some decor. So little plant on this side, and then like cutlery, and I also added in some saddle. And here's where I put the feed buckets out front. I figured you could, just scoop them and then bring them to the horse. But there's your saddles. And I also added some like clothing into the wardrobes, as well as some like cleaning supplies, hay as decoration. And I also put some like trophies up as well, so just kind of to showcase some of the nice fancy achievements that we've made. And of course we need a cute little painting. Here are those trophies. I added one of each discipline. So you've got your Western pleasure, your show jumping, your endurance, and your barrel racing. I did also add some more lights in just to give it a brighter look. And here we are going on to what we are putting as the floors. I was going to go with a brick, but then decided to go with these kind of mats. I stuck with a concrete look. But these are horse mats, so they're non-slip and super secure. And I did actually add them to the outside as well. So here we're going through making sure every horse has a water trough and a food trough. So there we go. That way if we put them in the stall overnight, we know they won't starve and they can have a nice drink of water if they wish. So over here I kind of wanted like a little bench area, but I wasn't really sure where to put it, so I added these little porta potties, which might be kind of annoying for gameplay, but I decided to fill the other corner with that kind of lounge area that I was just talking about. And yeah, I decided to customize the roof because we have it, we're gonna use it. But yeah, there's the lounge all finished. I also decided to add the hay to the rest of the stall. So I'm actually going to cut out most of that because it takes a long time to go through and kind of place all of the hay around, but I figured they would be kind of moving their bedding around and kicking it out of the stalls. So we're just gonna cut to the finished look. So there we go, everything is all done and the hay is all placed. So we're just gonna add some little decor around to make it look like a working farm. So I added in a little trophy and of course a little mop and broom just to help keep it clean. Now you can see over here there's like a pasture, so we're gonna pretend that's where the horses go out to kind of graze and just relax for the day. So we need a riding arena. I thought these were a cute touch on top of the barn. I don't know why once I moved it, it did not want to replace, so I had to replace them. but I think it just adds a little extra fun texture, and I'm so glad they added this. I also added a little horse trailer and of course a truck to pull it, because I figured these Sims would probably be going to quite a few competitions, so they'll definitely need a place to travel to. Now for that riding arena, we're gonna put it off to the side over here. Obviously you can turn it into a pasture if you would like. I just thought for like playing sake, it would be more useful to kind of have a riding arena. So we're placing some nice barrels along the back, and then I'm going to place a nice fancy jump right down the middle there, so you can kind of pick what discipline you want and you can swap them out as you wish. I also added some prairie grass around because it is a very important part to this pack, as your horses eat that, and you know, they require food to kind of survive, as well as you can harvest it for wine making, or sorry, nectar making I should say. I added a cute little fountain, some restrooms, and then I also added a water trough to the back there, but that'll come in just a second. I added some rocks around just to kind of match the landscape. There's that truck, and of course some signs saying that horses can go here, where we have the ones that say they can't. But you can see this is a really nice lot, where it's got kind of the pasture on one side, but it's also got like a kind of trail vibe on the other side with some barrels and jumps. So you really don't need any jumps on your property or barrels, because you could just go right next door, but I figured that could be kind of like a trail riding endurance thing instead of like a professional trained one. Here is where we add in that water trough. There we go. It's also a well back there, so you know, water is important. You need a well. But we are getting really close to finishing up this property. So I'm just adding some very casual terrain paint. I don't want it to look too I guess like placed in there, because I want it to look like it's just been worn down over time. I also made it a sand arena, which is very luxurious of them, and then I softened out the sides to make it look like the sand would kind of be spilling through and not so sharp of an edge, I guess. And then added some stuff around the fireplace, and you know, a path going to the barn, to the truck, stuff like that. If you do really like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I try to post every Wednesday and Friday, but sometimes there is bonus videos, so you have to stay tuned to see if those are coming out. But yeah, it's always really appreciated, and I love to see those little like buttons, because I know that you're enjoying the content I am putting out, so I make sure to try and base my content kind of around that. Now, of course, we need to do the patio of the house. So we're putting a grill back there so you can kind of come outside and grill some stuff up for your Sims family. I also added counters in so you can keep your like cooking essentials outside. That way you don't have to keep running back in and out to have that. I just think it's a cute little touch. I also added some seating around, just so you could kind of sit out while they're barbecuing, and of course added the fireplace to the outside, because who doesn't love sitting around a nice cozy fireplace? You can see me here placing some benches and some rocking chairs, just so you can, you know, if someone's cooking, you can sit out and talk to them. I was going to add some around the front, but I ended up really liking how it was looking, so I just added a cute little table and 2 rocking chairs, so you can just kind of sit out there off to the side and play some guitar, or just, you know, drink some coffee, whatever. But yeah, we are finishing up. I hope you've liked this video, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.